Good evening and welcome to St. Louis Four School Virtual College Fair. This is going to be a wonderful event for you to find out about some great colleges from around the country. Tonight, this group is focused on schools in Iowa and actually Kansas as well. During this time, we can't see or hear from you through your microphone and your camera, so it's going to be best for you to use the Q&A button on your screen to talk with us. Any questions or things that you want to know about these institutions, put the information there, and our representatives will be happy to talk with you throughout the session that we have as well. Now, this is going to be the last session of the evening, so make sure that you take some great notes, but then more importantly, make sure that you check out the video of the session in about a week at strivescan.com/St. Louis for school. So that's all the housekeeping things I have to go over for you this evening. Let's get things started off. And first, we're going to have Grinnell College.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for attending this evening. I'm going to share my screen now, so just give me one moment here. Sorry, give me just 1 second. All right, hopefully you guys can all see my slide here. I don't know, John, can you chime in real quickly and let me know if you see the Grinnell College sign
Sarah,
there?
you're great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. Don't have a lot of time here. So my name is Sarah Fisher. I'm the Director of Admission at Grinnell, and I am the representative for the St. Louis area. So I am your contact person should you have any further questions when we're done after this presentation. Grinnell is a small liberal arts college. We are located in Grinnell, Iowa, which is about a 5.5 hour drive, five and a half hour drive from the St. Louis area. We do have a lot of students from St. Louis on campus, so you will not be the only Cardinals fan who is here. We have students from all over the world though, and I think that that is such an important piece to mention about Grinnell, because sometimes students think small town Iowa, small school, we have about 1,700 students. Everyone's going to be the same. There's not going to be a lot of different types of students on campus, and that couldn't be further from the truth here. We have about 25% of our students who identify as domestic students of color. We have about 15% first-generation students, almost 20% international students, and they represent a wide range of different countries. And they're all here in this small town in Iowa. They all come here for an intentional, reason that they all believe in the type of educational experience that they'll receive here. We have the town of Grinnell is about 10,000 people, so it is a smaller town. Very easy to get around, very hospitable, warm environment, and you really do have this global community on campus, and then just a short walk off campus. A wonderful, like I said, friendly, hospitable, small town, college town community. Our curriculum is a little different than some other institutions. So I mentioned that we're a liberal arts college, and what that means is that we really want you to explore across the curriculum, take classes in a wide range of areas. You undoubtedly become an expert in whatever it is you major in, or if you double major across multiple areas. But we also want to make sure that you have a lot of breadth to your experience, so both breadth and depth within the curriculum. Our curriculum, as I mentioned, is a little different than some other liberal arts colleges. We have something called the individually advised curriculum. And what that means is that there's only one required class outside of your major. So for your major, you have required classes, but then beyond that, you get to choose whatever classes you want to take. So it's really, you get a lot of choice and freedom within the curriculum. You can see our most popular majors range from economics to computer science, political science, psychology. English is popular, history is popular. So don't just think liberal arts means the science, or rather means the arts and humanities. We're really strong in STEM fields as well. I think another very common question about Grinnell is, well, what is there going to be to do? So we have this really strong academic experience. You get really close faculty advising through the faculty members on campus. You get to know faculty really well because of the small classes and the small town atmosphere. But you also want to have fun. You want to make friends. You want to be enriched socially. And I always say that if you're bored as a Grinnell student, you're doing something wrong, because there is plenty of stuff to do on campus. We have a really active, vibrant social scene, lots of different clubs and organizations that you can choose to be a part of. Our student government has a very large budget. You can see it's almost $500,000 that helps fund a variety of different entertainment events on campus, dances, different parties, concerts. We bring in a lot of lecturers, scholars to come speak about their work. So really wide ranging from both intellectual endeavors as well as taking part in just playing fun and bonding with your fellow students. If you're an athlete, we have Division III varsity athletics, and we have 20 Division III teams. This is a picture of our pool, which is actually one of my favorite spots on campus. It's a gorgeous swimming pool. The athletic facilities are open to everyone, both athletes and non-athletes alike. But if this is something that is of interest to you, know that you will be supported by successful athletic teams and that there is a lot of pride and school spirit on the Grinnell campus. Everything about applying to Grinnell, affording Grinnell, it is on our website, but I want to end by giving just a quick overview. Grinnell is an institution that is need blind and meets 100% of a student's demonstrated need. And so what that means is if you qualify for financial aid, we will meet your full need. We do not provide loans in a student's financial aid package, so it will all be what's called grant money that will help fund your ability to pay for Grinnell. In addition to that, we do give merit scholarships, and those range from about $10,000 to $25,000 per year. And our application deadlines, we have early decision, 2 of those, and then we also have a regular decision deadline. Admission to Grinnell has become increasingly selective over the past several years. And I do recommend that students consider early decision if it is the right choice for you. The acceptance rate is a little bit higher through early decision. And if Grinnell is your first choice, it can be a great way to get your foot in the door at Grinnell. I'll just end again by saying that I am available to answer any questions that you might have. And we are gradually opening up our campus to campus visitors. So I'm hoping over the summer, if you are comfortable visiting and able to visit, that we'll be able to accommodate you then. Because like I said, we're a relatively short drive from the St. Louis area, and I would love to meet you in person when we're able to do that. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you so much, Sarah. Hi, everybody. My name is Megan Rush, and I work at Drake University, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about it. So I'll just share my screen. Sharing that. Let's start that presentation on up. Awesome. So Drake University, we are in Des Moines, Iowa. It is about a 5-hour drive from St. Louis, 39-minute flight, and an hour west of Grinnell, if that helps make any sense from what Sarah said. So not too bad of a drive. I do it all the time. Some quick facts about Drake. So we are considered a small private arts institution, about 3,000 undergrad students. So that means small class sizes. Average class is 21 students. 10-to-1 student-faculty ratio. Yet we have over 100 plus graduate programs. So we have those opportunities. You don't have to choose right away. Double majoring, major minoring is easy to do at Drake. Also Division I athletics. So whether you are looking to play competitively or cheer on the Bulldogs, we have both. Our men's team went to the March Madness tournament this year, which was really fun to cheer them on. Over 140 student organizations too, so something for everybody. And nearly 70% of our students are from outside the state. So have no fear. Coming to Drake, being the only one from your high school is pretty normal. And we recognize that and have community builders in place right away. Each year we get about 30 to 40 students from St. Louis. So people in your area, but know that it's not high school 2.0. Forgot to mention the most important part. It's my background, but also on the left here, our live mascot, Griff 2. We call him George. He is real. He lives with his owner about a couple miles from campus, but they're on campus a couple times each week. It's a rite of passage to get a photo. So definitely come and visit and meet George. Like I mentioned earlier, we are in the city of Des Moines. It's the capital of Iowa. It's more than just cornfields. Believe me, when I first moved to Des Moines, I had no clue what I was in for, but I was really pleasantly surprised. We are about 5 to 7 minutes from downtown, so you'll see campus has those traditional, green spaces and buildings, yet so much opportunity, including employment growth. So something that might not be on the top of your mind right now is internships, career development, but no, at Drake, they have that. And in an employment growth kind of surveying cities here in the Midwest, including St. Louis, you can see Des Moines tops it off at 21%. So paid internships, job shadows, that sort of thing is really easy to come by at Drake. It's also a really great social scene. So studying is important, academics are important, but you're going to burn out if you are doing that 24/7. So going to the Drake Diner for a milkshake or Zombie Burger for a cheese curd burger are some really cool things you can do. Visiting our farmers market, second largest in the country, as well as just exploring Court Avenue and other parks we have. So if you do come visit Drake, you have to check out Des Moines as well. We wouldn't be Drake if it wasn't for Des Moines. Hopefully, you are at least more interested than when we first began this a couple minutes ago. And so can you picture yourself at Drake? I'd like to kind of go through what that application process looks like. First of all, Drake has a free application. So you are welcome to apply using the Drake application or the Common application. It's free either way. So feel free however you'd like to do it. August 1 is when our application opens up. So know that you have a couple months to think about it. December 1 is our early action priority deadline. Basically means we try to get your application in before December 1. But if it's March 1, that's fine too. You don't lose out on any scholarships or anything. A couple different ways to go about applying to Drake. We have that typical test score pathway. So submitting your ACT or SAT score along with your transcript. We don't require essays and we don't require recommendation letters, but they are strongly encouraged. Chances are you're doing them anyways. We also have the test optional pathway. So this is a great option for students who maybe don't perform well on tests, aren't happy with their test score. You can forgo submitting that and instead do an interview with your admission counselor. So that'd be me. We sit down to chat for about half an hour. I think it's a lot of fun. Or you can submit an essay to be scored as well. So a couple different paths to choose from. I can help answer more questions about that if you do have questions. Every student at Drake receives a scholarship. Really nice. When you apply to Drake, you automatically receive one. It's called the Presidential Scholarship, and it is available and renewable all 4 years. So kind of keep that in mind. We also have a tuition guarantee, which you'll maybe learn more about from other colleges, but it's pretty unique. At Drake, our tuition does not go up for you all 4 years, stays the same. So once, whatever it starts at, it's kind of locked, good for budgeting, for scholarships to maintain value, that sort of thing. So very nice. And think about it. So lifetime of value, we survey students 6 months after graduation. Are you doing what you want to do? 95.5% of our students said, yep, Drake prepared me, I'm doing well. In a pandemic, we're above usually 98% the last 5 years. So dropping down to 95, hurt a little bit, but no, even in a pandemic, it's nice to know that the Drake curriculum is active and we're preparing you for the real world. With that, I will leave my contact information in the chat. Thank you all so much for your time, and I look forward to chatting with you all.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Dakota, and I am a senior admissions counselor with Iowa State University. I'm going to start sharing my screen here with you all so you can see our beautiful campus. We are located in Ames, Iowa, which is actually not too far from Drake, who you just heard from. We're about 40-ish minutes north of Des Moines in the city of Ames, Iowa. So from St. Louis, it's a little under a 6-hour drive, but there is an airport in Des Moines that you can fly into as well. So if you're not interested in making that drive, you do have the option to fly to Des Moines on a direct flight from Lambert. So just to give you a general idea, we're pretty centrally located within the entire state of Iowa, but also fairly close to other large cities as well if you're interested in exploring. So Minneapolis, Kansas City, Omaha, Chicago, and having Des Moines right in our backyard is a lot of fun to get down and do some of those other activities that Megan mentioned as well for you all. So why should you be considering Iowa State? We have the first public veterinary school in the nation. So if you're interested in pursuing a career in veterinary medicine, we could be a great stop for you on that pathway to that as well as an undergraduate student. Again, located in Ames, we're consistently ranked as one of the best college towns in the US. There's always something happening in Ames. Myself as an alum, I had that experience myself, whether you're doing things on campus, off campus in the city of Ames, or again, making that short trip down to Des Moines for concerts, the farmer's market, there's always something at your fingertips to do. We have a 96% placement rate of employment for our graduating students. So within 6 months, our students are either employed full-time in a position or have chosen to pursue graduate or professional school work as well after their undergraduate adventure. If you're interested in engineering, we have top-ranked programs in that area. We're very well known for areas in engineering, agriculture, as well as business. Our College of Business building recently went under a multi-million-dollar expansion project and has added additional collaborative learning spaces, classrooms, offices to really provide our College of Business students with hands-on learning opportunities. Additionally, we host some of the largest career fairs in the nation for our students. So again, maybe right now you're not thinking long-term about where you want to work per se, specifically in terms of a company, but you probably have a general idea of the type of industry that you might want to work in. So we host some of the largest career fairs. We've got companies and organizations coming in, not only from the state of Iowa within the US, but also internationally that are coming to Ames to recruit Iowa State students specifically. They're aware, of the caliber of education they're receiving in the classroom, as well as the mentoring opportunities they're getting with their faculty members in terms of developing relationships and doing research alongside of them. So companies like Boeing, Collins Aerospace, NASA, and the list goes on and on of those companies that are coming to recruit our students. We're a fairly large tier 1 research institution, so a little over 31,000 students in our total student population. All of those students are coming from every state within the United States and over 100 different nations across the globe. So you are likely to meet some fellow Cardinals fans in the Ames community and the Cyclone community at Iowa State. And I myself, growing up in St. Louis, it was kind of nice to have that common connection with folks. At Iowa State, we have 100 different majors for you to choose from. So again, we have those common areas, as most well-known areas of engineering and agriculture. But on this list, you'll also find other strong programs like apparel, merchandising, and design, world languages, journalism, mathematics, genetics, dietetics, and the list goes on. So if you know what you want to study, that's fantastic. If you're still working on making a decision, we would love to invite you to come to Iowa State as an open option student and explore your interests a little bit further to land on that solid major that you're looking to pursue. Outside of the classroom, our students are involved in over 900 different clubs and organizations. Over 4,000 of them are in student leadership positions within those clubs and organizations or within their undergraduate college or degree program. If studying abroad is something that interests you, we typically send over 1,000 students each year to programs on all 7 continents and offer a variety of living and learning communities, both residentially and non-residential based. And even our honors program has some of those as well. If you have been involved in any form of sport or extracurricular athletic activity, we have a very robust rec services office and department on campus with over 1,500 of our students participating in intramural sports. And so lots of opportunities to stay active while on campus. On your screen right now are our core admissions requirements. So these are things that you'll need to have completed by the time you finish high school. If you are looking to pursue a major within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences or engineering, you're going to want to make a note of the couple of different requirements that they have in terms of the core. So for liberal arts, they want you to have 3 years of social studies instead of 2. And both liberal arts and engineering want their students to have 2 years of a single foreign language. So definitely something to keep in mind as you're making your plans for your senior year courses. We utilize what we call the Regent Admission Index, or RAI, to determine your admission eligibility. So we'll use the formula on your screen. We'll take your ACT score, your high school GPA, and the number of years of courses that you've taken We'll put that into that formula, and if you score a 245, you're automatically admitted to Iowa State. If you score a 244 or below, we'll put your application information under an individual review. One thing to note is that we are test optional for both fall 21 and fall 22 admission, meaning that you can be considered for admission and scholarships without taking and or sending us your test score. So definitely keep that in mind. If you apply without a test score, we'll go ahead and put you under that individual review process. There's a $40 fee to apply. You can apply online at our website or via the Common App, and you self-report all of your information throughout that process. If you apply with a test score and all of your information, most students have an admissions decision immediately based on the formula calculating that RAI. But if you apply without those test scores, we'll do that individual review process, and that'll take about 24 to 48 hours. After you apply and have been offered, you'll be able to explore scholarship opportunities to the Office of Admissions as well as the institution as a whole. And we won't need anything official from you until you graduate high school. As juniors, I definitely recommend checking out our Cyclone Advantage Planning Program, or CAP. It'll let you explore Iowa State a little bit more in depth without locking you into Iowa State. This is a general estimated cost of attendance for our non-resident students, but I want to assure you that while that number at the bottom of the screen is fairly large, very few of our out-of-state students are paying that full sticker price for their cost of education. They are oftentimes financing that with various merit-based scholarships and other institutional aid as well. What's next for juniors? You're definitely going to want to be looking for our virtual events that are coming to you. I'll put more information in the chat, and I'm going to pass it off to my next colleague. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John Kundle. I'm the St. Louis Regional Rep for the University of Iowa. I too will do a little sharing here. So Iowa City, Iowa, where the University of Iowa is located just about 4 hours straight north of here. Iowa City metro area is a community of approximately 120,000. Like you guys know, here in the St. Louis area, we have all the municipalities that all just kind of bunch together. Well, there in the Iowa City area, we have 3 communities that form up the metro area. So like I said, about 120,000. The University of Iowa itself, about 31,000 students overall. So that includes your PhD students, your medical students, your law students, all of your undergraduate students. So we hang in there around 32,000 students every year. Our freshman class size, we like to keep somewhere around 4,500 to 4,900 freshmen. So it's good size freshman class. All freshmen, by the way, are guaranteed a spot in the residence hall. You're not required to live in a residence hall, but you're guaranteed a spot. The University of Iowa is a Research 1 level university, which means that we're in some of the top tier research institutions across the country. We have over 200 programs in the various academic areas of business, education, engineering, health sciences, language, life, natural sciences, math, pre-professional programs. And when I say pre-professional programs, we're talking like pre-med, pre-dent, pre-law. So that's what we're talking about when we say pre-professional. Social sciences, visual and performing arts, writing, communications, literature, and so forth. University of Iowa is known for its medical programs. We have the #1 writing program in the country. So we're very well known for that. We're also very, very well known for our visual and performing arts at the university. We're a D1 athletic school. So we participate in the Big Ten Athletic Conference. So that's the athletic conference that has Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio State, and so forth. So we get to enjoy over 20 Division I, D1 sports every year, football, basketball, et cetera, et cetera. So that's always a cause for great enthusiasm and great excitement, not only on the campus, but in the community. Now, my colleague from Iowa State said they were ranked as the #1 college town. Well, according to reviews.org, the University of Iowa's campus town, Iowa City, is the #1 ranked college. A lot of reasons why. Iowa City is just located right across the street from the main campuses. So we have over 100 restaurants and businesses located right across the street for our students. It's easy to get around our campus. Even though it's about a mile long and about a mile wide, they have a free campus bus system. Students walk, they take bikes, they do mopeds. Very easy to get around the University of Iowa in Iowa City. Now we have over 500 student organizations. So as you're looking to engage socially, we have many opportunities for you to look at. So when you go to our homepage, University of Iowa homepage, make sure you go over to the student life area and take a look at all the different kinds of student organizations that we have. And like I said, we have over 500, so you can take and scroll through and look at all the various opportunities that we have. Our tuition and fees, approximately $32,000. Our room and board, approximately $12,000. But we have a very, very large merit scholarship program and a very large financial aid program that help offset those costs. I want to make sure that everybody knows that in order to get those scholarships and those financial aid programs, you have to apply and be admitted. We start our admissions program in August. And as many colleges and universities have stated, we're test optional for this coming fall and the fall of 22. What that means is we're going to still look at your grades. We're going to look at the kinds of courses that you take. If you have an ACT score or an SAT score, we will look at that. It can help you get a higher level of scholarship. So if you haven't taken ACT because you say, hey, I don't need it to be admitted, and I strongly encourage that you take it, an ACT score will only help for scholarship reasons. As I said before, you got to be admitted to start receiving these scholarships. We admit on a rolling basis. So beginning in August, mid-August, late August, we'll begin our admissions process, and we'll continue to admit all the way through until probably around the 1st of May. For scholarship purposes, we want you to be admitted no later than March 1st. We award scholarships on a rolling basis, starting in usually October, and award scholarships all the way through March 1st. Our scholarships are based on merit. So we look at grades, and if you have an ACT score, we'll also look at your ACT score. Snapshot of our campus down here at the bottom. Downtown Iowa City is located right across the street. Again, we're 4 hours away. I will post my information in the chat box. So if you need to get a hold of me at any point in time, feel free.
Awesome. Good job, John. I am going to take it now. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha. I'm the St. Louis Regional with Kansas State University. I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about my alma mater and a school that you might be interested in. So Kansas State University is a 4-year Division I university that prides itself on being nationally recognized for public research. We're located in Manhattan, Kansas, about 2 hours from KCMO, 4 hours from Springfield, or 6 hours from the farthest edge of St. Louis. We're a strong, comprehensive university with over 250 majors and 50 academic minors to choose from, and our graduates continue to enjoy the highest starting salary in the state of Kansas with a 97% job and graduate school placement rate. With over 22,000 students from all 50 states in over 100 different countries, but an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, K-State could be a really great fit for you if you wanted a school that was rich in tradition, very school spirited, and just not too far from home. K-State has recently been ranked as the university with the happiest students in the country, Number 2 for students that love their colleges. Number 4 for best town school relationship. That is a national survey called the Princeton Review. It's a survey of college students all over the country every single year. It's my favorite ranking and my favorite story because it's told by all of our students every year. As a 2018 grad of K-State, I can tell you that if you chose K-State, you would really love your time there. The most exciting thing that I'll share tonight with my juniors on the call who are gearing up for an awesome college search is that we now offer our largest scholarship ever for Missouri students. Students from Missouri with a 3.25 GPA and a 22 ACT who apply by December 1st, our priority deadline, can receive in-state tuition, making your total cost of attendance just $22,000 a year. That is one of the best deals that you're going to find for an out-of-state school in our region. We're super serious about providing you an affordable, world-class education that's worth every dollar that you invest. We will give you time to get a test score. So even though our priority deadline is in December, we'll accept test scores all the way through the late spring. This year, we also introduced a test optional pathway. If you're not able to get a test score or you don't have one yet, you're able to apply for our scholarships test optionally. So they're going to look at you way more holistically. They will consider things like your resume, activities you're involved in, and effects that COVID has had on your family. If a family member has lost a job or that's really changed the dynamic of things, we'll ask for those kinds of things on our test optional awards. I mentioned at the beginning that we have over 250 programs that you can study at K-State. That is the most of any school in the Big 12. That's our athletic conference. So a lot of schools around Kansas and Texas around here, but I want to do some justice by highlighting some of our most popular programs for students from Missouri. So first, of course, would be architecture. We're known for our 5-year master's programs that are all ranked in the top 3 in the country. We include programs like architecture, interior architecture and industrial design, landscape architecture, regional and community planning, and a bachelor's in architectural engineering if you have an interest in both. Our business school is direct entry, meaning that if you get admitted to K-State, you can start in our business schools from day one. We offer incredible resources and mentorship from industry leaders, and our business school is a top 30 program to hire from by Bloomberg Business. Somebody else talked about vet earlier on the call. We do have a vet school also. We're the 8th oldest and number 4 ranked program in the country. We focus and specialize in large, small, and exotic animal medicine. And our vet school is unique because you don't need to have a bachelor's degree before you start in our vet program. All you need is the prereq classes. It's about 64 hours of credit, and most students will finish that in about 2.5 years if you came in with no credit at all, or even less if you had some credit from high school. It's one of the fastest, highest quality ways to become a vet in the country. And then, of course, last program to highlight is engineering. We offer 12 ABET accredited engineering programs with 60 specializations, everything popular right now from cybersecurity to aerospace to sensors and devices. We want to give you an awesome broad degree that you can specialize in that's going to last your whole lifetime, but also give you an opportunity to study things that really interest you. K-State engineering grads are working all over the world for major corporations like Amazon, Garmin, and Disney. K-State can really be your everything school. It's going to offer you great academics, but also a really fun college experience. And that's really important to us, that you just have a great time when you're on campus. Whether you've done sports in high school and want to stay involved in that, or get involved in things like student government, or do undergraduate research, or join a Greek organization. No matter what it is, there are lots of things for you to do, and being a Wildcat will open a lot of doors for you on our campus. If you are fired up about K-State and are interested and want to apply, our application will open later this summer. You can apply on our website or on Common App, and it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to apply. No essays, no letters of rec, nothing like that. Basically, you'll input all of your information and it'll ask for test scores and your GPA. And although we are test optional for admission, you do need that 22 for that Missouri scholarship that I was talking about before. But to be admitted to K-State, all you need is one of the major things you see on the left side of the screen: a 3.25 GPA, a 21 ACT, or a 1060 SAT. I would love to have you on campus for a visit. We are fully open now. Come to K-State, come visit us. You'll get to see our residence halls. You'll get to eat in Aggieville. That's kind of like our shopping restaurant district, and try some of the amazing foods that make K-State so special. But you'll really get to see what it's like to be a Wildcat and what your life in college could be. So I'm going to put my information in the chat. If you have a question, I would love to talk to you and let you know more about K-State.
Hi, everyone. Give me 1 second to get this pulled up. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I know we are at the end of the last session and I appreciate your time so much, but let's talk about KU. My name is Emma Green. I'm the St. Louis Regional Rep with the University of Kansas Office of Admissions. I'm a 2018 KU grad, and I'm also originally from the St. Louis area. So if you have any questions as you're navigating this process, I am always happy to help. This is a quick overview of KU. So we have about 19,000 undergraduates on our Lawrence campus. I know 19,000 can seem like a lot, but that does technically make us a mid-sized institution. We have all the amenities of a large institution while still having that small school feel. You can get that individualized experience, those smaller classes, while still having the benefits of a larger institution, like tons of majors to pick from, all kinds of clubs and organizations, so much to do, Division I athletics, while still getting that small school feel. The majority of our classes do have 30 students or less, and certainly as you're working within your major, those classes are getting smaller and smaller. There you'll also see our average incoming ACT and GPA. Those are quite a bit higher than our admission criteria, but it goes to show the kinds of students who are coming to KU. Another thing to note with that is that KU is test optional. So even if you never take a test, you can be admitted to KU. We welcome about 40% of our students from out of state, including a really great group of students from the St. Louis area. I know I was one of them, but it's just such a great community at KU. We also have about 24% students of color on our Lawrence campus, which is a number we are always looking to grow. KU really strives to be welcoming and inclusive of students from all communities and backgrounds. Tonight, we'll talk about a few things that really set KU apart. The first of those is the Association of American Universities, or the AAU, which I believe is also a basketball conference, but in this instance, we're talking about a group of research institutions. KU is a founding member of the AAU. It's been around since 1909. We are one of only 36 public institutions to be a member and one of only 65 institutions total. We're also the only one in the state of Kansas. What this means for you as a student is you have access to top-notch professors who are leading researchers in their fields. You have access to excellent facilities, and you can get involved in research too. We have a big focus on undergrad research at KU, and if that's something you're interested in, we have so many great opportunities for you on our campus. The next is Lawrence, Kansas. Lawrence is about 40 minutes west of Kansas City, about 4 hours from the St. Louis area. It's also kind of right in that sweet spot. It's big enough to have tons of stuff to do, all kinds of fun stuff going on in Lawrence, while still having that great sense of community. Lawrence really feels like an extension of KU, and so no matter where you go in Lawrence, you just feel like you're at home. It's consistently ranked a top 10 college town, which we are really proud of. We have tons of awesome amenities, great outdoor activities, hiking, biking, kayaking, whatever you're interested in. Great shopping, restaurants on Mass Street, which you'll see here. Over on the right, you'll see Fraser Hall up on the hill, which is campus, just a short walk down to Mass Street. We also have great music venues and all kinds of stuff to do in Lawrence. So even if you never go to Kansas City, you'll never be bored in Lawrence. And lastly, the Jayhawk identity. You can feel Jayhawk pride from the second you step foot on campus. I remember my first visit while I was in high school, and you just feel like you're a part of the community the second you visit. That continues all throughout your time at KU and even long after you graduate. Our alumni are so involved with our students. We've recently created something called the Jayhawk Career Network through our Alumni Association, which is like LinkedIn, but just for Jayhawks. So you have access to all kinds of alumni, whether you're looking for a mentor or you're looking for a job or an internship, all kinds of really great opportunities for you. So you can really capitalize on those KU connections. And a few dates and deadlines to keep in mind. Our application opens up on July 1st. KU also accepts the Common App, so if you plan to apply that way, that will open up on August 1st. You just need your self-reported GPA and test scores if you have them to apply, along with a $40 application fee or fee waiver. But we don't require essays. Our application is pretty straightforward and you can get through that pretty quickly. Our early action deadline to apply and receive some special perks is November 1st, but our big scholarship deadline is December 1. So if you want to be considered for our 4-year renewable freshman scholarships, please, please, please make sure you're getting that application in by December 1 so you can be considered for those. You can continue to submit updates throughout spring of your senior year. We'll continue to take those. So if your GPA improves or you retake a test, go ahead and submit those to us. And lastly, the deadline to make a decision is May 1. If you have any questions throughout this process, please don't hesitate to reach out. Like I said, I'm a KU alum. I'm from St. Louis. I am happy to help you. If you're looking to learn some more about KU, check out our social media at Be a Jayhawk. That's the handle for pretty much all of them. Or you can scan this QR code for our Instagram where we have fun giveaways, all kinds of great stuff. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Rock Chalk.
Emma, thank you so much. That was good information that you shared about Kansas. And to finish up our evening, we want to make sure that you all have some words of wisdom from our representatives. And we're going to utilize this question to kind of start the process. Representatives can answer this question and help us out. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And if you can answer this question in the order that you all presented. Thank you.
So I think that the advice that I would give to you all now is to focus on what you can control through this process. I know that there's so much typically in a college search process you cannot control, like who the college ends up admitting, the other students in the applicant pool, and of course during the pandemic that there's even more you can't control through that process. And focus on your own accomplishments, your grades, how you're doing in your classes, your course selection, what you write your essay about, those are all things within your locus of control. And I think that that's what you should spend your time focusing on. Otherwise, you will drive yourself crazy trying to, take control of all of these other pieces that can be very unpredictable through this process. So good luck to everyone. I'll pass it to my colleagues, but I look forward to working with you over this next year.
Great advice, Sarah. I would talk about visit different sizes of colleges. I mean, you heard from a lot of different types of institutions and all of that here in the short 45 minutes. So visit a small school, visit a big school, visit a school in a city, visit a school in the middle of nowhere to kind of get a feel for what you like and what you don't. I think it's just as important for things, learning what you don't like versus what you do. And that'll help you in your search.
Yeah, I think I would also recommend, and I think I speak for all of my colleagues on the call too, take advantage of your admissions counselors. We get paid to help you through this process at our respective institutions. So if you have questions, concerns, there are no dumb questions. This is can be a pretty stressful process, and making that decision. And like Megan said, visiting all these different types of schools, don't hesitate to ask questions and take advantage of us as resources.
I'll be just echoing what everybody said. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. The most important thing in that whole college search process is the campus visit, assuming they have the academic program that you're interested in, assuming that you can afford to go to that institution, because unfortunately you do have to pay. But that aside, the biggest influencing factor on you making a decision is making that campus visit. That's where, and this has been mentioned before by one of my colleagues, that's where you walk onto the campus and you say, yes, this is where I belong. So what I would highly recommend to you juniors, especially now as you're going into your senior year, make sure you try as much as possible to visit all the schools that are on your short list.
Yeah, I love all of this advice. So one piece of advice that I heard from another counselor earlier this year was so great, and I keep saying it, but To look at each school through your own eyes. It's really easy to have the opinions of other people when you're looking at schools, but this is your college search and your college experience. So when you're looking at all these schools, don't think about what your friend thought or your cousin that went there or your neighbor or anything like that. This is your time in college, and what you think of it and what your family thinks of it is really the only opinion that matters. So keep an open mind as you're looking at schools and find the school that really is the best fit for you.
Lots of great advice for sure. Definitely would recommend all the tips that everyone else has given. Another thing I would recommend when you are going on that visit, which is definitely super important, explore where the school is also, because you're not just going to school, you're living there as well. So make sure you're checking out the town or the city where the school is and just exploring it a little bit and making sure that you can picture yourself living there also.
All right, Representative, thank you so much for that wonderful advice you shared with us. And guests, thank you so much for coming to our event this evening. When you leave this window, there'll be a quick 4-question survey that you'll have to complete for us as well. Remember, there's also a recording available of this event at strivescan.com/St. Louis for School. To our representatives, thanks so much for spending time with us. And to everybody out there, thank you for coming to the event. Hopefully you'll come to another virtual college fair very, very soon. So best of luck with your college search journey. Have a great evening. Thank you all so much for coming. It was wonderful. Hopefully I see you all again really soon.